Hello to my Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. The moon has moved into Libra. These readings are timeless, but I mentioned the moon phases because my collective community asked me to. So the moon moving into Libra, we're in the first quarter moon. Libra is all about relationships, having peaceful relationships, right? Whether it's romantic in your personal or your professional life, peaceful relationships. So you want to make sure you close out cycles in love as peaceful as you possibly can. So let's get into it before entering into a new work relationship or a new love relationship or a new friendship or whatever you want to try to balance it out as peaceful as you possibly can. So let's get into it. Let's go. All right. So today is a gift. Today is a gift, right? Every day is a gift, right? Every day is a gift. So let's get into it. Let's see what is going on. Let's see if you're entering into a new job or a new romantic relationship or new friendship. Let's see what's going on. Exciting, exciting, exciting for everybody. Let's see what is going on. Yeah. So you make sure you, Libra actually rules seventh house. Seventh house is all about relationships, but it's also about not being your own enemy, right? Because you're afraid of being alone. The polarity to that is Aries. We're not talking about an Aries. No more than we're talking about a Libra. Um, you are wherever Capricorn is in your birth chart. Your sign rules 10th house, or Capricorn rules 10th house, right? And your polarity to that is Cancer, right? So, um, Libra is a relationship zodiac sign. So it's like, those that scales, that justice card. It's like the healthy work-life balance, right? But some people are afraid to be independent. They're afraid to be by themselves. And so Source is trying to share with you that today is a gift, whether you're in a relationship or not in one, right? So as you're closing out cycles and closing them out in love, whether you're leaving a job or you're kind of in between jobs and saying, you know what, I'm in between jobs, I saved up some money and I'm about to enter into a new job and I feel like I've budgeted or something, or leaving one friendship, I feel good about closing that out. I get myself some time to pour into myself before I enter into a new friendship or love, whatever. So let's say you can see your cards. Yeah, you have a lot of ideas. This is the Ace of Wands here. Ace of Wands speaks to fire signs just in general, right? So you may have all of the fire signs in your zodiac. You could have Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo in your birth chart. So Aries rules first house. So your first house would be like your first house would be like your personality, your temperament, your appearance, your self-image, first impression, self-awareness, outlook on life, right? Your fifth house would be like your romantic life. That's Leo. Leo rules fifth house. Your romantic life, your creativity. If you have kids, it's like basically letting your inner child come out and play, going where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated, right? Aries was kind of like your first impression of people and their first impression of you, basically. And then Sagittarius rules ninth house, right? Ninth house, obviously, right before 10th house, before your North Node, right before, you get educating yourself in spiritual law or law, um, educating yourself, higher education, philosophy, religion, travel, ethics, morals, personal beliefs, spiritual beliefs, those kind of things. After you've broken broken the chain, like and purged, did some purging and said, okay, what I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do with some of my time now that I've broken some chains? Like maybe you left a job and said, okay, what's the best practices? What did I learn from that job? What can I take and dust off my resume? That kind of thing, right? I got some ideas moving forward, and that's it. So it's like a flame has been lit in you. I have some ideas moving forward, right? That's it. They say I got today's a gift. I got some ideas, that kind of thing, and that's it, right? So something has lit a flame in you, like something has increased your prayer life. In other words, I have some ideas, right? Right? So you're moving on from something. Yeah, you're moving on from something. Yeah, you're just kind of sort of moving through a rite of passage, just kind of like moving through a storm in life, moving through a storm in life, not looking behind you, right? Yeah. Um, yeah, here's the King of Swords here. So the Eight of Swords came out in reverse. The Eight of Cups came out in reverse. The King of Swords came out upright. Um, hmm So you have a lot of ideas, moving forward. Lots and lots and lots of ideas. Um, and I feel like somebody is, like I said, a flame has been lit. Like you feel inspired. Yeah, you feel inspired. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, somebody no longer feels trapped. Like somebody no longer, like when somebody looks in the mirror, I feel like somebody maybe used to feel trapped, like when they didn't, before they did the mirror work. Um, I feel like somebody now feels like somebody sees them. Like you may feel like somebody sees you. You may feel more empowered. You may feel free, like you can take control. You may feel like you feel this sense of release. Um, Somebody is not feeling like they should have walked away from something. Somebody feels like they can, like I said, like a fire has been lit under you. You feel inspired. You feel somebody feel like they can just move on, with something. It's like the wind beneath your sails. Like I said, today is a gift. Today is a gift. Every day is a gift, right? Something is over. Something is over. You're on the rebirth side. You're on the rebirth side. Somebody is no longer grieving something. You're on the rebirth side, right? Yeah, you're on the rebirth side. Yeah, you can finally put the past behind you. So whatever it is, you can finally put the past behind you. Whatever it is, you can finally put the past behind you. Yeah, you feel like you're on top of things now. You're in this rebirth phase, just kind of in your life. You just feel somebody just feels on top of things. That's what you feel like. You feel like you're on top of things, right? You're just grateful. You're in a posture of gratitude, right? Right. I feel like instead of somebody feel like they need to have people around them now, somebody almost feels, like I said, you feel empowered. This is with this, like you had a fire up under you. Like you feel like your houses are coming together. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like in your birth chart, you feel like your house, you feel, like I said, the first card that came out is fire. You feel like you now, like your first house, your fifth house, your ninth house, you feel like you've walked in those rooms. Somebody, I almost feel like somebody feels heard, somebody feels seen, somebody doesn't feel restricted. Um, yeah, somebody knows their worth and somebody knows their value. You know your worth and you know your value. So you're not feeling like you're on the outside of anything. You know your worth and you know your value, right? Here we have the Queen of Swords here. Yeah, you are very, very clear. You are very, very clear. Um, Yeah, so somebody's holding their head a little higher. Your confidence level has increased. Yeah, your confidence level has increased. Yeah, your confidence level has definitely increased. So again, when you say today is a gift, something has come full circle for you. Something has come full circle. Somebody feels fulfilled. Uh, like I said, somebody feels very clear about something. Somebody doesn't feel like there's an obsession here um, happening. Something is over. Something is over. Something has ended. Like in just kind of sort of like in terms of just kind of just wanting to just be around energies. You know what I'm saying? Like just wanting to be around just people, just to have people around you. Like somebody is like, I feel like somebody now gets what I mean when I say earth signs are kind of loners, right? If you all have ever heard me say that, and y'all can look it up. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the playlist for Lone Wolf Energy under my I'm just going to select that Lone Wolf Energy. You're on the rebirth side. Somebody is feeling very balanced out. You're feeling very, very balanced out. Yeah, and you can now wake up from some nightmares. You don't have to keep talking about nightmares that you've been having, but you can or keep reliving nightmares over and over and over again. You don't have to keep reliving them. That a seed was planted, in your spirit. You don't have to keep reliving nightmares. Um, you can. Here we have the Four of Pentacles here. I see you being more conservative with your time. 7 and 4 is 11. That means you're physically walking away from something. That's physically walking away so that you can be more conservative with your time. Because you've been going through a storm. Who knows how long the storm has been going on, but you and somebody have been going through that storm together, right? Um, and so you have a lot of ideas. And I do feel like somebody is very strong. This is you, a person who is very, very strong. You had to go through a Saturn return. Saturn return happens every 29 and a half years. And so karma, yeah, karma is here. Yeah. Nobody ever escapes karma. So again, today is a gift. Yep. Is the Seven of Cups here. Um, and so looking at your cards here, Seven of Cups here is something is over. You want to keep your vibrations high. You want to keep your vibrations very high, in both in your personal and your professional life, right? You're a very strong person. You may have been in survival mode, but meek does not mean weak. Not at all. You're not a fool, and you wear your heart on your sleeve. You're a very compassionate person, whoever you are, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're down to earth and you're relatable, but you also have psychic abilities that you inherited. You have psychic abilities that you inherited. So, all right, let's go ahead and close this out. So somebody could be getting married, but somebody have a different view of marriage now, right? I don't feel like you're on the rebirth side of marriage, meaning that you may have felt like at some point, you had this view of like, like this kind of, what's the word I want to use? Maybe this kind of low vibrational view of marriage. But because somebody could have felt foolish or something like that, or maybe it was never going to happen for you. You had an idea, in other words, you had some kind of idea of what marriage should be or whatever, and something in you just was like, mm-mm. Um, Maybe you thought people just walk away. Maybe you just walk away. But there's always a reason why people walk away from relationships. There's a reason why people walk away from marriages. Everything is not about just money. Everything is not just about outer appearance. Everything is not about just, oh, let's just appear. Let's look like, we're just a happy this and a happy that, right? Um, yeah. So, yeah, 31 could be of significance, queen of success. Yeah. Um, Success is different for everybody. Success is different for everybody. Yeah. Success is a different meaning for everybody. So you can't compare your definition of successful marriage to someone else's. Because I do see somebody getting married, but you have this whole rebirth of marriage now. Your idea of what marriage looks like for you, right? Some people, they're not all about appearances. Some people are like, hey, look, what goes on behind closed doors have to mirror what goes on outside. Like it's not there's no such thing as a perfect marriage, but we're not faking it. We're not faking it. Like, you know, we normal people. People gonna judge you regardless. We gotta pretend all of this. So somebody now has this renewed sense of, that somebody had one idea, maybe one idea of marriage and how it's supposed to look, but now somebody has another idea. You have this sense of, somebody has you have your own mind. You have your own idea of what that looks like. So shine bright. It's never a mistake to give of yourself. Some will take it for granted, others may take advantage of it, but don't allow bad energies to overpower your light. Overpower your light, right? There's never just one way of being married in business and or in love. There's never just one. I've been saying it forever. We're talking about creating something. You're bringing worlds together. Like when you're creating a team at work, you may have a leader that has a plan together, but you should be able to raise your hand and contribute to that team, just like in a marriage. It's a marriage. It's a. So that's what I'm saying. I see somebody getting married. See somebody getting married, and it's an equal. It's an equal situation going on here. They see you just as intelligent as they are. You have just as much to add to it as they do. It shouldn't feel like a nightmare. Something should not feel like a nightmare. If you feel like you gotta die to self to be married to somebody, mm-mm. Nope. So, what do you want? If you react negatively to the success and joy of others, it's a sign that you want more for yourself. Don't hold yourself back. Expand your comfort zone. Yeah, you don't have to be jealous of, your friend's relationship. If you see your friend in their, marriage, or that they got married and got a house or whatever, everything looked nice or whatever, and you find out, oh, they arguing or they seem like their marriage is perfect or whatever, you're not trying to be them. So I do see somebody, getting married or something happening, but something has been overwhelming. For somebody could have been feeling like a fool, or somebody could have been feeling stuck, or whatever the case may be, in a friendship or a business or something like that. But yeah, energetic pull. But a true master knows that you create through your actions. Do not hesitate when you feel the energy pulling you. Follow it fearlessly and move worlds. Yeah. So exactly as you are. The one who is always dissatisfied with the present moment will never have a better future. Give yourself permission to feel content right here, right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, receiving it all. You deserve to receive abundance at full capacity. Believe in your worth and trust that the universe is ready to deliver all that you desire. So, open up. And spirit of life, remember you are never alone. The spirit of life is with you. The world takes care of you. Allow yourself to rest in this realization and feel the lightness in you. Feel the lightness in you. All right. Let's get we had that card. Let me see what else we got. Oh, we have the chakras card. Let's see what's in chakras card. So yeah, today is a gift. So you're ending something. Something you're ending. And it could just be a feeling about something. It could just be literally a feeling about something. You're having because you're feeling fulfilled. Somebody feels fulfilled. You feel whole, complete, you feel fulfilled. You could have felt foolish about something before, um, believing something before. Um, and here we have power shield. This is solar plexus chakra here. So knowing who you are is great, but celebrating who you are is even better. So when we stand proudly in our personal power, we draw strength that allows us to feel impenetrable, even in the face of internet trolls. So fill in each section of the shield below to create your own perfect or perfectly imperfect emblem of power, right? So, yeah, of course, you all don't have these cards to fill it in, but you get the point, right? Yeah, so um, one of them it says a motto you swear by. This could be like if you created this shield right here, this could be like a motto you swear by. This part of the shield could be an animal that if you could, you would have by your side at all times, like ideally in a costume, obviously. Um, it could be like a German Shepherd or a puma or a lion or yeah, whatever. Y'all know it's like a spirit animal, right? And so this part of the shield could be an environment that brings you peace, strength, and joy, or other objective pluses. This one here, part of the shield, could be three adjectives that describe your best qualities on your best days, right? So this is the proper use of fire. In other words, things that inspire, motivate you, those kind of things. So yeah, we talk about relationships. So somebody could be have some kind of idea of marriage, that just kind of made you just go bah humbug, right? You look around and just go, mm, I just don't have any good idea. Like when it comes to, and which a lot of people do. Like you look at the percentages of divorces. Your colleagues at work complaining about this and complain, but yeah, yeah. So I definitely feel like somebody is really going to be learning love language first and foremost, and not necessarily comparing theirs to somebody else's, like in terms of just relationships. But I do see somebody getting married. I do see somebody feeling fulfilled before that, or if you're currently in one, somebody could be having this renewed sense, because again, Libra, the moon in Libra, is really kind of stirring up this passion in people, just kind of feeling like, I think I could do this and not feel foolish, kind of thing. I don't have to compare mine to somebody else, but part of it is for somebody, you may be, praying about it, thinking about, okay, I don't want to feel overwhelmed looking at everybody else, comparing and all of this, to somebody else and all of that. So I definitely feel like prayer for somebody who's going to be at the helm of something. It's going to be at the center of it, praying for maybe being around people that can give you some advice. So that's what I see. That's what I see for you. Yeah, everybody doesn't feel restricted when they're not. Some people actually feel empowered. Some people feel free. They take control. They feel this sense of release, not being connected in that way, right? So that is what I have for you. Hopefully, this is helpful. And congratulations to somebody who has this new sense of, new sense of marriage or new sense of marriage in business and or in love. So that's what I have for you. See you in the next video. Bye.